screen in a small space. It's been a problem for creators since the dawn of online creators. I cannot tell you how often I see just bad green screen. And I know why. We're all shooting in spaces like this one. So when Nearstream sent over their VK40 complete photography kit for me to review, I thought this is the perfect chance to test how you can actually pull off professional green screen in a small room to see if it's even possible. Now they did send this to me for review, but as always, I'm giving my completely honest thoughts, both on the kit itself and whether or not small room green screen is actually worth attempting. Now let's take a look at the kit and see if we can make this work. Let me show you everything that comes in this kit because it's actually impressive for the price point. There's a 9.8 feet by 9.8 feet green screen that is almost 10 foot by 10 foot of chroma key material. There is a 9.8 foot by 8.5 foot background stand system, so you will have some runoff where the green screen goes onto the floor, which is good. You have 6 backdrop clips for wrinkle management, 2 24-inch soft boxes with 45 watt LED bulbs, and what I thought was really cool, a 19-inch light panel for your key light. This also comes with a remote control. I know this is a higher price point than normal stuff I show on the channel, but for all of this under $200, it's honestly a lot of gear for that amount of money because you could really get a key light for 200 bucks. In this case, you're getting 3 lights and also the green screen system that you'll be putting behind it.
So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'll time myself on how long this actually takes me. I'm assuming that this will take me probably 20 minutes initial setup, but after like all the stands and things are already put together, I'd imagine that a normal day would probably take me like 15 minutes. But what we're gonna do is start with the key light and the other lights. Let's get going. It does take AAAs and the kit doesn't come with AAAs. Hopefully I have AAAs. I do have AAAs, so we're good. See, we have 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. These look like they're gonna be our bulbs. You can kind of clamp it down on the edges here. Softbox 1 down. Second one down. All right, now let's do this green screen. It's kind of cool how they have everything packaged in here. What is cool is that they give you 4 pieces to this guy, but if you are in a really, really tightly cramped room, I mean, I guess you could just use 3 or 2 of them if you really wanted to.
So here's what we're working with, a 13 by 13 foot space. It's about 169 square feet in total. And once you factor in a desk, a chair, actually 2 of them because my wife's setup is over here, you've basically got a 6 by 8 foot area to work with. This is exactly why I wanted to test the VK40 kit specifically in this scenario.
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out by putting the green screen along this wall. Look at this, look at this freaking pole. That's about the width right here. You're going to take both the top piece and the washer off. Going to attach this guy. Okay. Let's actually leave this down for a second so I can attach our green screen here. It's like an extremely soft fabric on this guy. Like, I'm actually genuinely impressed with the fabric of this. So there's 2 different sides. One is more of like a polyester shine side. The other one is more of a cloth. That's the one that we're going to show towards the audience. Another tip to doing this, I will say, to make your green screen sturdier is with these baby stands, especially these baby stands, you know, because they're supposed to be like aluminum lightweight. You don't want to go all the way up on them, like to the very end. They do have their own little like metal stopper at the end of it, but I wouldn't trust it. You'll kind of feel the end just stop, and then you just go back down, maybe an inch or so. And normally with a green screen kit, you're gonna want sandbags. This kit didn't come with sandbags. It's mostly just for the stands, because once you start clipping to the stands to kind of get rid of some of these wrinkles, it's gonna put a little bit more pressure on the stands. We'll probably do 2 on the top and then 2 on the sides. Pull super tight. This is where I'm gonna add my weights. I'm just gonna kind of put it on the edge of the stand here. In case the stand wants to go anywhere, it's not allowed to.
The green screen backdrop material is matte polyester, which is exactly what you want. And here's a small room tip. The wrinkles are your enemy in tight spaces because shadows just show up more. I ended up actually having to steam this backdrop and use all 6 clips to get it smooth.
If you don't have a steamer, you can do one of two things. One, on your camera, whenever you do set this up, use your clips as best as possible. And then on your camera, essentially you're going to turn up your ISO a little bit, turn down your key light to where you're not necessarily blowing out the background, but you're making a lot of these creases a little bit harder to see. You're taking advantage of the light that's being thrown on it. And if your ISO is turned up, you're more just going to see color rather than creases. It's not going to be the 100% best option, but it will get the job done. Let's set up our lights.
Let's talk about some green screen basics. One of the biggest things is making sure that you are lighting your green screen separately than your key. You need to make sure that however you're lighting your green screen, you're not getting shadows, hotspots, basically anything on the green screen that isn't flat green. So how do you do that? You do it with softboxes and enough distance between you and the subject. Of course, a little difficult in a room this size, but that's how you're supposed to do it. Aperture, you're normally going to want at an f4 to an f5.6 to keep your subject sharp without losing focus. Your shutter speed at the widest should be 1/80, but you're really going to want to make that smaller to like 1/250 to reduce motion blur to keep the edges crisp. So that means you're going to need a lot of light and a lot of space. 2 things, well, actually 1.5 things that we may not have in here. I bet these lights are going to be fairly bright.
Holy shit! The biggest thing with this light is connecting the remote. There is no onboard controls on this light. So the thing that you have to do is as soon as you turn on the light, you plug it in, turn off the light, turn it back on while holding down the center button. So the biggest thing to remember with keying in a small room is that it's not going to be perfect. Right now you can see even with some wrinkles still showing on the wall, when I do hit my key, I am still able to key myself out perfectly. And the reason why is partly because of the sensor on this camera and also the fact that, of course, I'm wearing completely different clothes than the background and I'm able to kind of extend that space of luminance inside of the green, meaning I can pull the exact green color that I want. A good example is like in this area right here, that's the color that I'd want, but I'm able to extend it a tiny bit to include these areas more of darkness that it will still key out. And then showing you guys the actual key itself, the key I did raise above and pushed it back as this is about as bright right now as our 45 watt. This is at the lowest setting it can possibly go. So I pushed this back because it's so diffused and it gave me even lighting across my face, but it also did add some light onto the background. As you can see, if I turn this guy off, it's adding light to the green screen that's diffused. Because this is so far back, it's actually assisting us in lighting our green screen without creating very prominent shadows.
So let's talk about what works in small rooms, basically the pros for this kit. This is a modular setup, so you don't have to use everything at once. It's quick assembly, 15 minutes max, which matters when you're constantly setting up and tearing down. With my wife's stuff in here, I don't really want to create a situation where she's having to walk all around stuff, so being able to store this guy is very important. The green screen itself keys really well, even with less than perfect distance. Now let's talk about some small room limitations. Now one of these is just a con of the space itself and how the kit interacts with the space, but the other one is just a con of the actual kit. The first one is the stand footprint. These still take up floor space that you might not have. However, if you are in a normal environment, you'll have zero problem with this. It wouldn't cause you any issue whatsoever. The second one is the softbox lights are really good quality. I just wish that they were adjustable LEDs rather than simple bulbs. I kept wanting like, man, that would have been awesome had there been a little panel on the back and I could control the color temperature. Let's go over some of those small room pro tips. After extensive testing with you guys, here's what actually works. Keep your key light fairly close to the subject, 3 to 4 feet max. Utilizing the softboxes and the panel light means the panel light can not only light your subject, but it can also light the background without creating shadows because those softboxes are destroying the shadows. Steam that backdrop. Wrinkles are death in tight spaces to green screen. The last thing is embracing the limitations. Small movements, waist up shots work best. If you want full body shots, this green screen is tall enough to do. There's just not a lot of movement that you can make within the actual shot. So the final verdict, is the VK40 worth it for small rooms? I'd say absolutely. Can you do professional green screen in a 13x13 space? Yes, but with some compromises. The kit gives you everything that you need to make it work, and for around $200, Like I said earlier, that's honestly fairly impressive. The lighting is solid, the green screen material is quality, and the whole thing is just designed to be portable, which is exactly what small creators in small rooms need. So the bottom line, if you're working in a cramped space and you want to add green screen to your toolkit, this is probably one of the most practical ways to do it. There are definitely other green screen kits that you can buy. This one I just didn't have very many cons for, so I would recommend it if you wanted to pick one up. The link to the VK40 is in the description. If you are dealing with small room filming challenges, or you've got any questions about the green screen itself, maybe any tips that you need, feel free to hop into the Discord or ask in the comments below. I'm fairly good about responding to all comments, so just let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.